Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. Maybe it's because it was Father's Day weekend, but I do not approve of all of the mother effing talk happening in the NFL Perna. Rams head coach Sean McVay said, "Bro, this dude's a bad MFer," referring to Matthew Stafford. It's hard to believe one of the brightest offensive minds in the NFL can mash bro and dude into the same sentence and not lose my respect. Today, we'll play my new favorite game, which NFL QB did Tom Brady call a, you guessed it, mother effer?
You're sticking with that mother.
So far, I have eliminated Chase Daniel from the list, but I think we can get to the bottom of this case by guessing. Plus, another fun game, which shots will Cole Beasley take? And a truly significant moment in not just sports history, but U.S. history as the Supreme Court unanimously came together, crossing party lines to tell the NCAA to piss off. Today, the same sports fans ridiculing Cole Beasley are praising Brett Kavanaugh. That's good sports. If you want to guarantee somebody will call you an MFer in the near future, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by buyraycon.com/thatsgood, which will save you 15% when you use my link below. Summer has arrived, which means two of my favorite activities are back: lathering my body in sunscreen and power walking with my Raycon earbuds in. My aggressive power walking style not only makes my neighbors nervous, it causes a lot of unnecessary head bobbing and weaving. But with Raycon's noise isolating fit, my earbuds are comfortably snug and stay in place while I listen to the world's longest audiobooks. The wireless earbuds have up to 6 hours of playtime and come in a variety of colors to match any of your summer tank tops. Raycon has a 45-day return policy, a free return policy, which is half the dang summer for you to test them out. 45 days of power walking with your Raycons will have you down at least one dress size. So click my link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/thatsgood to get 15% off Raycon earbuds, which are already half the price of other premium wireless earhole speakers. Bears quarterback Justin Fields will report to training camp 2 weeks early. Unfortunately, he's failed his first test, reading the off-season schedule. I'm hoping he realizes nobody will be there to coach him, for him to throw the ball to, or hell, even feed him. Most importantly, Justin, you're a quarterback, which means you need to be cool. Cool people never show up to the party early. And at this point, you're like Michael Scott showing up to the party 4 hours early with potato salad.
It's polite to arrive early and smart.
See where we can put this.
Cole Beasley, more like Swole Beasley after he flexed on the NFLPA. Cole Beasley is refusing to get the COVID vaccine, which has turned into a huge story. He called the NFLPA a fucking joke for its strict rules for unvaccinated players and has threatened to retire rather than get the COVID vaccine. The irony, of course, is Cole would probably be much better off in the long term if he did retire now and not get the shot. Every year played in the NFL will have far worse ramifications on his body long term. So if he retires now and never gets the shot, Cole Beasley will probably live a longer, healthier life. That said, as a member of the Buffalo Bills, a man supported and loved by Bills Mafia, he just committed the ultimate sin. You never refuse a shot in the Bills Mafia, Cole. These are your fans. You're going to sit here and tell this guy you don't trust medical science? The same medical science that allowed you to play through the postseason with a broken fibula? This is literally a Cole Beasley quote about playing with a broken leg in the playoffs. I broke my fibula. It's not a full break. It was bad the first game I played, but after that, you take a few meds and you suck it up. You take a few meds and suck it up. So Cole Beasley only trusts doctors using their dumb medical science when they say he can play football on a broken leg? Here's the thing. I don't give a shit what Cole Beasley does or does not put into his body. As a football fan, I expect him to put harmful stuff into his body so that he can play through injuries like he just admitted to doing for my entertainment. I expect that. Now, I also don't think it's the jobs of sports media members to ask about which players have or have not been vaccinated. The same way they don't ask about which painkillers the players are taking or how many shots of Toradol or cortisone they've received. The media, they're not genuinely concerned for the player's health or safety with these questions, and all it does is stir shit up and drum up a wave of criticism to come crashing down on an innocent and possibly ignorant guy like Beasley. And that ain't a tsunami of holy water purifying his soul. No, it's divisive water that will force Beasley to drop anchor and not move as every wave crashes down on him. Oh, why am I thinking about the sea so much? Cole is right to criticize the NFLPA, but not for their strict protocols for unvaccinated players, but for their failure to properly educate players on the decision to get vaccinated. Now, I actually sympathize with Beasley. The idea of having something put into your body that you do not want is terrifying. It's the number one reason I don't want to go to prison. It's the number one reason I don't eat at Applebee's. But if Larry the Cable Guy comes to your defense on Twitter, well, you might be a redneck, Cole. The only thing that really bothered me was when Cole Beasley tweeted this. Everybody is so all in on science now more than I have ever seen. What happened to God's will? Hey Cole, did God's will put a man on the fucking moon? Did God's will create the smartphone you're tweeting from? Did God's will sculpt the fleshlight? No, that was Michelangelo, and that's what going all in on science looks like. Yeah, that. Here's the thing. Cole can have an opinion, even if it's wrong, but bitching about the strict protocols he has to deal with if he does not want to get vaccinated is going to fall on deaf ears, especially if Cole is hiding behind the argument of we don't know the long-term side effects of the vaccine. Hey, Cole, why don't you ask your fans about the dangerous and unhealthy long-term side effects of being a Bills fan for the last 30 years? First, you willingly sit outside during a blizzard, which freezes off the part of your brain that knows how to spell, and then one day you wake up looking like this after agreeing to star in a Heinz mustard bukkake film because you think that's the only way you can beat Patrick Mahomes and his ketchup-loving ass in the playoffs. Now, while Cole Beasley's vocalization of his vaccine decision is something that will only further divide us, I applaud the Supreme Court for coming together to unanimously decide that the NCAA is a piece of shit organization that now officially violates antitrust laws. Wait, this doesn't mean all college players are getting paid? So, ex-college athletes won a Supreme Court ruling this week saying that the NCAA cannot enforce limits or rules on education-related benefits, stuff like academic scholarships, computers, tutoring, or study abroad opportunities. Just what every high school athlete has been waiting to hear. You still can't get paid in real money, but you can get a new TI-84 calculator without worrying about the NCAA ruining your life. Now, I'm one of those people who think college athletes should get paid, especially the football players that drive massive revenue to their schools and conferences while suffering the same ailments and taking on the same risks as professional football players. And I think the day will come when those guys do get paid. And rulings like this one are stepping stones on the way to getting there. So if your argument is that athletes are getting paid in a free education, it better be a full education without any stipulations. Now, if any college athletes are watching this, which I'm sure they are, just know that the TI-92 calculator has a resale value of roughly $200. So try to convince the school that you just keep losing them. Now, Sean McVay, after about 3 practices with Matthew Stafford, is having a tough time containing his enthusiasm for having a real quarterback for the first time as a head coach. No offense to Jared, but I learned to beat Goff when I was 11. Sure, I was advanced for my age, but it's not hard. I think seeing Stafford in LA is one of the top 5 things I'm looking forward to watching this football season. If McVay believes that Stafford is even better than advertised, I think McVay climbs back into the conversation of Coach of the Year. We as fans already know Matthew Stafford has one of the best arms in the NFL. What McVay is also getting is a guy who understands the game, can process it much faster than Goff, and also has the confidence and arm ability to make a lot of throws Goff couldn't or was not willing to do. But the nugget that should excite Rams fans is McVay's evaluation that Stafford is connecting with his teammates in an authentic way. And you can't teach authenticity, that connection. Before Stafford got there, Sean McVay was in Jared Goff's helmet telling him how to connect with them. And that's why Matthew Stafford is a bad motherfucker in Sean McVay's eyes. Now, HBO will be airing a new episode of The Shop, which used to be a show where a bunch of prominent athletes and celebrities had an open and candid discussion about life and their work. And now, it's just a clever way for Chelsea Handler to catch another dick.
I know a lot of men watch this show, and I'm looking for some post-COVID action.
As a tease for their new episode that airs on Friday, they posted a clip of Tom Brady saying,
One of the teams, they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother...
in reference to a mystery QB who plays for a team that was seriously interested in Tom Brady last offseason. Now, I think most football fans believe he's referring to Jimmy Garoppolo. Brady grew up a 49ers fan and was interested in playing for them, and they were interested in Brady's services. And we all remember Brady forcing the Patriots to trade Garoppolo, so we think there might be some bad blood there. However, my brain sees this a bit differently. While many point to teams we know wanted Tom Brady, like the Chargers, the Titans, the Raiders, I think about which quarterbacks Tom would call a motherfucker. I can't imagine him saying that about old Tyrod Taylor, who was the Chargers starter at the time, or even Ryan Tannehill. And there's no way Tom wanted to play for the Raiders. So, Tom's worst Super Bowl loss came at the hands of Nick Foles, because Nick beat Tom when Tom played his best football, and we already know Tom refused to shake Nick Foles' hand. So, if this is true, Tom was actually considering the Chicago Bears, who also flew to South Dakota to meet with the Seahawks this offseason with the Seahawks GM about Russell Wilson. So my sleeper guess, that may be revealed on HBO on Friday, is Nick Foles. But if it's not Jimmy G or Nick Foles, the only other option is his true kryptonite, the Manning family, which means Isidore Newman High School told Brady to piss off because they already have Arch Manning on the roster. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. It's June, which means there's nothing significant happening in the NFL until Aaron Rodgers does or does not get traded. Jesus, Aaron, please give me something. If you want to watch more videos, they're on the screen, or links are in the description. You know what to do.